What's up guys, we're back with another MLB The Show video, and you enjoyed the last one I did, so we're going to do another wishlist type video, and this time we're talking about franchise mode, the one mode that hasn't been touched in f***ing forever. Now we're going to be talking strictly franchise here. March to October is dope, but I might make a whole separate video on that if you guys want one, so let me know in the comments below. But basically, we're going to be talking about how San Diego Studios can finally take franchise mode to the next level with the upcoming next console generation. So, without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and get right into it. So they finally added relocation to the game in MLB The Show 20, and it is pretty cool. You can customize your team and uniforms pretty much any way you want to, but the only issue is that you can only choose to play in stadiums that either belong to other teams, are shitty minor league stadiums, or are stadiums that have been torn down for a really long time, and it kind of just kills the immersion completely. Luckily, there's a pretty simple solution to this one, and it is Stadium Creator. Everyone and their mother wants it, and it'd be a huge selling point for a game coming to Xbox and the Switch for the first time. They also did it in MVP Baseball 2005, so realistically, how hard can it be to do on a PS5 or Xbox Series X? Let us customize the grass, the turf, the walls, the surroundings. I mean, you can get crazy with this shit. It'd be really cool. You can have blue turf, 60 feet walls all around. It'd be crazy. And since you know they'd have to monetize it in some way just to get it in the game, you could put it in Diamond Dynasty as well. And after you do that, you have special unlockable stadium parts that you can get from packs, in a similar manner to the bat flips or home run calls they have in packs. I know. It's absolutely genius. Hit my line, San Diego Studios. I want a job. However, if this doesn't get put into the next game, there's another slightly more boring solution that they could go with, and that is having new generic stadiums in a similar fashion to how Madden does it when you relocate in that game. It just kind of gives you some baseline options to choose from, and then maybe have a few customizable parts here and there. This wouldn't be terrible, and if they made it so that the stadium was at least tailored to your team's colors and shit, it could be nice, and would definitely be better than what we have now. If we're keeping it real, scouting and drafting is a huge part of developing a successful franchise in Major League Baseball. I think that goes without saying. So it doesn't make much sense that the scouting system in this game is an absolute show. They took a process that doesn't have to be that complicated and annoying and made it completely unusable. Not only is it confusing, the whole interface is just painful to look at, and at this point it really just needs a complete overhaul. Again, going back to Madden, which by no means is a great franchise mode, scouting is one thing they got right in that game. It's a pretty simple process. It tells you exactly what you want to know, while also needing some luck and skill to actually draft good players. MLB could do this too, maybe if you keep the thing where certain scouts look in certain places, but for all the players available from there, and not just right-handed relievers or lefty power hitters or those really weirdly specific archetypes. Also, international signings just don't exist in this game, and it's a huge part of team building nowadays. Pretty much every team is just really deeply invested in that, and some of the best players in the entire league were international signings. Some of the best prospects were international signings, and you just can't do that in MLB The Show. So it's one of those things that should be in the game 100%, and there's also no transfers from Japan or Korea or any other leagues for that matter. So there's no Ichiros or no Shohei Ohtanis coming to MLB in franchise mode, and that's another thing that should be in the game as well. It's little things like these that would go a long way in making franchise mode feel a lot more real. Now that we got the big shit out of the way, let's talk about some of the smaller features that would just overall make things more enjoyable. Firstly, player progression is fucking ridiculous in this game mode. Mike Trout and Bryce Harper suck hard ass by the age of 35, and although that could happen in real life, it just happens way too aggressively in the game. In fact, this hard, fast regression happens in pretty much every save in every franchise you do, and it's just a little bit excessive. They can go from an MVP season to being complete shit in about one season, which of course can happen in real life. But in the game, it happens every single franchise. Also, the same thing goes for young players progressing to become good major leaguers. It just needs a little bit of tuning. It feels like some guys just freeze around that 70 to 73 overall range for like 3 years, and they never get any better than that, regardless of what their potential is. And of course, this could also happen in real life, but in my personal experience with the game, the frequencies of progression and regression are just a little bit off, and they definitely need to be tuned a bit. Another thing that makes no sense in franchise is the budget and payroll, And this should be something that is very, very simple to, portray. You have a certain amount of money available to spend, and if you go over that, you're fucked. But just the way they have it set up in this game is just so weird, so hard to understand. Whenever I'm playing, I have no idea to check how much money I have available to spend on retaining players and getting free agents. There's not much to say about this other than the fact that it just doesn't make any sense, and it needs to be made a lot simpler. Also, it'd be nice to have a place to look at some of the history of your league. Instead of losing all the stats, awards, and general info as soon as the season ends, it'd be nice to have a screener menu dedicated to showing league leaders, award winners, World Series winners, Hall of Fame inductees, all that kind of stuff, just for the sake of nostalgia, it'd be pretty dope. And I think that just about does it for this video. Franchise is okay right now, but it really hasn't been changed or updated in way too long. And with Stadium Creator, a better scouting and drafting system, and some little tweaks and adjustments, I think it could make the experience much more enjoyable, especially as they're looking to impress the next-gen audience, with the game making its way into other consoles for the first time. They could, of course, also just make it out of the park baseball, but with games that you could play, and that'd be dope too. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content, and let me know in the comments down below what changes and features would you guys like to see added to franchise mode. As always, thank you so much for watching, stay safe, and I'm out. Peace.